It's less than 3 weeks before the January transfer window will officially open. But Chelsea have assigned 16-year-old Burkina babes Wonderkids after the Under-17 World Cup. Check this out from Fabrizio Romano. Exclusive. Chelsea ownership group Bluco win race to sign 16-year-old midfielder Mohamed Zongo. Here we go. Deal done from Sporting Cascade FC after being scouted at Under-17 World Cup. Next step will be at Strasbourg by Chelsea Football Club Bluco as perfect setting for its next phase. As you can see, that's the image of the young talented Burkinabe midfielder. It's a year we go from Fabrizio Romano. Who is Mohamed Zongo? Mohamed Zongo is a young talent from the region of Africa, precisely from Burkina Faso, who plays his club football for Sporting Cascade FC in Burkina Faso. I think it's quite interesting to see Chelsea. For Chelsea to have tracked this Wonderkid from the African region, it shows that football, the world is beginning to turn the spotlight to Africa, because Africa is the next big thing that will be happening in football, and we are just beginning to see that. So, Chelsea secured the signing of Mohamed Zongo, but then not without a fight from other two big European giants that were actually interested in signing the young talent. Check this out. Chelsea anticipated two European top clubs in the race to sign Mohamed Zongo, considered as a top talent. 16-year-old midfielder will start European chapter at Strasbourg with next step at Chelsea Football Club. Like you saw in the image of the young talent there posted by Fabrizio Romano, you can see the shirt he actually wore as two jerseys. One part of it is Chelsea Football Club and the other is Strasbourg. And that goes to show that the signing officially is not Chelsea, it's the Bluco ownership, and therefore the young talent will first of all ply his trade at Strasbourg. And if he actually showed Chelsea that stuff which is actually made of, which we have seen a glimpse in the Under-17 World Cup, then is a future talent or is a future star for Chelsea Football Club. So, as reported by Fabrizio Romano, two top European clubs were actually interested in signing the Burkina Babes young star. And the clubs are Manchester United and Manchester City, the two Manchester clubs. Manchester United were the early suitors that were actually in pursuit of the Burkina Babes young talent. But Chelsea actually make a quick move to secure the signing of the 16-year-old talent. Quite an interesting one, I must say. It's actually a good buy for the future of the club, because the project Chelsea have actually embarked on when it comes to signing young talent has actually been one that in the near future, or even now gradually, we are beginning to see it yield fruit with the likes of Gustavo William and Andre Santos that Chelsea actually signed and later brought in. And we all remember the situation of Andre Santos. When he came in his first season, he was sent on loan to our sister club, talking about Strasbourg, where he performed excellently well. And today, he is with Chelsea first team, doing great job. And also with Gustavo William, we signed him. He finished the remainder of the season with Palmeiras. And after the FIFA Club World Cup, Gustavo William have actually joined Chelsea first team. So it's actually a project that we are seeing that is currently beginning to show result. But then, is this what Chelsea fans actually looking forward to? Or is this what Chelsea fans actually want? We'll get to that and get a quick answer to that. But then, if we look at the young man, talking about Mohamed Zongo, in the Under-17 World Cup, Burkina Faso was placed in the same group with the United States of America, and they lost their opening games to the United States of America and won the remaining two group games. And after the group phase, they finished second in Group I behind United States of America. And in the round of 32, they defeated the German Under-17 team by 1-0 and progressed to the round of 16. And in the round of 16, they actually defeated their sister African country, talking about Uganda, where they played a 1-1 draw. And Burkina Faso defeated Uganda on penalty shootout by 5-3 after a wonderful performance by Mohamed Zongo. He was actually the star man in that particular game, and all eyes was actually on Mohamed Zongo. And After the round of 16 in the quarterfinal phase when they were squared up against the Italian under-17. The Italian under-17, it was a late winner from the Italian under-17 side at the 82nd minute that actually see the Italian side defeat Burkina Faso by 1-0, and they were knocked out in the competition. But then they actually had a good run in the under-17 World Cup, and that goes to show what Africa is gradually turning to in football. But if you want to ask, which country is Burkina Faso? Is Burkina Faso actually the biggest country when it comes to football in Africa? Not at all. If you look at the biggest country in Africa, you have to mention Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, South Africa, Cameroon, the Ivory Coast. Those are countries that are actually carrying the flags of Africa very high when it comes to football. And also, if you extend it to club football, Mohamed Zongo actually played for Sports Cascade FC in Burkina Faso. Are they the best club in Africa? Not at all. We have lots of clubs doing great stuff. You go to Nigeria, you talk about Eyimba Football Club, 2-time CAF Champions winner. I think the biggest club in Africa by their achievement just have to be Al Ahly of Egypt during the days of Abu Trika, where they have actually won lots of trophies in the continent of Africa. But lots of big clubs in African football. But then, Chelsea Football Club were able to spot Mohamed Zongo from Sporting Cascade with his star performance at the Under-17 World Cup. It then goes to show that the Chelsea team of directors of football are actually doing a great job. And I think other big European clubs will begin to turn their searchlight into Africa, because Africa has lots of talent, and that is just the next big thing to be happening in football. And that is the example that Chelsea have actually gone to show by securing the signature of the Burkina-based young talent, talking about Mohamed Zongo. So, report have it that Chelsea were not the only team that were interested in Mohamed Zongo. Manchester United were the early suitors, and also Manchester City have a very strong interest in signing the Burkina-based young talent. But Chelsea actually moved quick to secure the signing of the young talent. And the future of Mohamed Zongo is going to begin with RC Strasbourg. And here's a clarification of how Mohamed Zongo definitely going to start. Check this out from Bluco Extra. Mohamed Zongo, 16-year-old, moved from Sporting Cascade to Strasbourg, will be after he turns 18. So he will be available to join Strasbourg from January 2028. Bluco see him as a future Chelsea player and will monitor him. That is just the situation. He was signed by Bluco, and Bluco have the right, because Bluco is the owner of Chelsea Football Club and Strasbourg. So he's definitely going to begin his career with RC Strasbourg in the French Ligue 1. And like the report have it, is the future of Chelsea Football Club if definitely he gets to continue to show that shining light we have actually seen him parading. So, Mohamed Zongo, welcome to Chelsea family. I mean, the future is definitely bright for African football. Good signing, I must say. But then, one man doesn't actually think that the signing of young talent is what Chelsea definitely need at this point, after Chelsea's recent performance in poor runs of form. And here is what Chelsea former player talking about William Gallas have to say. Check this out. William Gallas, to be honest, Chelsea at the moment, I think they are missing one experienced player. And a player who can put Chelsea really on top, for me, is Victor Osimhen. I wanted to see him sign for Chelsea. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But yeah, my dream is to see him play for Chelsea, because with his quality, I think he can adapt to Chelsea perfectly. This is coming from Chelsea ex-player talking about William Gallas. He actually said that Chelsea are missing a very big experienced player, and that is just what Chelsea need currently at the moment. That is what we definitely need. The signing of all these young stars, all this talent is definitely good. They are projects for the future. But then, for them to actually perform well, they need a blend of this experienced leg in the team in order to actually nurture them, for them to grow in the game. And that is the point William Gallas is definitely trying to make. Because if you take a look at Chelsea attackers this season, João Pedro actually shows a glimpse of what we should expect in the Club World Cup. But currently now, the goal is not coming. The goal is not coming. If we take a look at other attackers up front, it definitely shows that Chelsea is actually missing something. And that is the point William Gallas is definitely making at this point in time. That Chelsea need an experienced attacker. He was wishing that Chelsea actually signed Victor Osimhen, because Victor Osimhen definitely have what it takes to fit into the structure of Chelsea. But the deal never happened. But he's still hoping to see Victor Osimhen put on the color of Chelsea Football Club. But that didn't end there, because it wasn't only William Gallas that actually talked. Thierry Henry, former Arsenal footballer and a legend of Arsenal Football Club, definitely has this to say. This is coming from Thierry Henry after Chelsea lost to Atlanta in the UEFA Champions League. Here's what Thierry Henry has to say. Thierry Henry speak out on Chelsea and backs Maresca due to what is available in the squad. You see them dominate games against sides like Barcelona, Arsenal, PSG, but against teams like this, Chelsea struggle. Why? Well, they don't have the weapons to break open teams like this without Cole Palmer. They are winless in the last 4 games, but can you blame the manager? I don't think so. I don't think any of their attackers is on Cole Palmer's level. We should tell you the level they all still are. Some of their players also look fatigued. This is coming from Thierry Henry, and I absolutely agree with Thierry Henry 100%. Because what he is trying to say here is that the manager is not to be blamed with the current situation. After Chelsea have gone 4 matches without a win. But then, that one is the different topic for another day, because Chelsea going 4 matches without a win. We can actually point out the matches that Enzo Maresca single-handedly blew it away. Just like the match against Atlanta is talking about. Enzo Maresca single-handedly blew that match away with his tactical blunder. That was not football. You have 4 full-backs alongside 2 centre-backs in the field with Moses Caicedo, making it 7 defensive-minded players in the field, and you are using Malo Gusto to play as number 10. And that is why I said that is just a topic for another day. So for Thierry Henry to have said that Chelsea shouldn't blame Enzo Maresca, in most cases, we should blame him. He went on to point out that Chelsea can dominate games against PSG, against Arsenal, against Liverpool, against Barcelona. But teams like this, we find it difficult to break them because all our attackers, they are below the level of Cole Palmer. And what Chelsea need currently, and what Chelsea was actually missing in that particular game is Cole Palmer. That Chelsea were missing Cole Palmer. There is no doubt in the last 4 games, Chelsea have only drawn 2 and lost 2. In December, Chelsea have played 3 games. Out of possible 9 points, Chelsea have picked just 1 point in the month of December. In fact, it's indeed a dirty December, as we will always say in the Nigerian place, because this December is going to be very rocky in the city of Lagos, as it is tagged Dirty December. But Enzo Maresca is definitely making Chelsea to look dirty this December, because 4 games without a win, I mean, it's uncalled for. That's not the kind of result we definitely want. That is not the kind of result we definitely want. But in all, what Thierry Henry is actually trying to say is on point. We definitely are missing Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer has been out injured for a very long time. Now, Cole Palmer has been out injured for a very long time. We have definitely missed him. But he's coming back in the last game against Bournemouth. We actually saw Cole Palmer in that game. He started the game. We all saw that Cole Palmer was not 100% fit, as none of his passes were connecting. Cole Palmer was not fit, and the more reason he was left out among the traveling squad that traveled to Bergamo in Italy to take on Atlanta. So, Thierry Henry, in a way, is spot on. He's spot on with what he said. But then, with what William Gallas also in the other hand said, we are missing some couple of experienced players. We don't have a point man. We don't have a striker that we can definitely rely upon, that this is our point man that can give us 15 to 20 goals in a season. We don't have that. So far this season, Pedro Neto, if I'm not mistaken, is the highest goal scorer in Chelsea Football Club this season with 4 goals. Pedro Neto, a right winger, who can sometimes also play as a left winger. This is uncalled for. Chelsea can do better. The project of signing young talent is good, but then we just have to act right. If it means going into the transfer window in January, if we can get a striker, a very good striker, which I know it's definitely going to be impossible in the January transfer window, but Chelsea need a striker. We are in their need of a striker in order to make things happen up front. We have the midfielders. If you look at Chelsea's setup, we have the midfielder. We have the midfielders that can actually create things. But we don't have the finishers. Our attackers are not finishing games. They are not finishing balls. We can play a game. We play against Bournemouth in the first half. 45 minutes of that game, there was no shot on target for Chelsea. Come on, that is not Chelsea. No shot on target for 45 minutes of football against Bournemouth. Come on. Against Bournemouth. Chelsea need to do better. In as much as we are signing this young talent for the future, we should as well take a close look. I mean, the club owners should take a close look at the first team. We are definitely lacking in some department of the field. And therefore, we should act right if we want our season to definitely go well. Because this season we are seeing now is definitely going to be a battle for top 4. Because now it is gradually beginning to look like even the top 4 target the club have actually set for Maresca is going to be a battle. Because if you take a look at the Premier League table, from where Chelsea is to the 11th position, it's being separated with just 3 points. Just 3 points. So it's definitely going to be a battle. The top 4 is war this season. So what do you make of all the letters I've brought before you? Drop your thoughts down below. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Catch you in the next video, and that will be the preview of Chelsea game against Everton. Bye.